Hi, I'm Nicki Doane, and today I'd like to talk to you about cleansing, fasting, healing, using food as medicine or the lack of food as medicine. Now, right now I'm highly motivated. I've just finished a 9-day cleanse, and I was posting about it on my Instagram and social media just to bring more awareness to health. You know, for me, practicing yoga is really, it's about health. And there's 4 aspects of our being that we always have to take into account when we're looking at whether we want to practice or what's going on in our lives. We have our physical body, our mental body, our emotional body, and our spiritual body. And always, at some point or another, at least one of those is out of balance. Now, cleansing. Okay, so what is that? What is cleansing? I'm not just talking about cleaning the outside of your body. I'm talking about an internal cleanse, which usually involves restricting yourself from most food or eating very specific foods. Now, I've been fasting, cleansing, doing this on and off for about 30 years. Okay, and I usually do it once a year, maybe twice a year if I'm lucky, but usually it's once a year. And I used to do it for a week, and this one is 10 days. Okay, so this is day 10, and I'm actually going to ease my way out of it today. So the bottom line is, no matter how beautiful an environment you live in, okay, I live in Maui. It's a beautiful place. You know, the air is clean. We think, you know, there's not a lot of industry here. It doesn't matter. You know, even on Maui, right? We've had pineapple fields here for years. We had sugarcane farming. There's a ton of pesticides and things in the environment that are going to affect our health. We all have been exposed to different viruses, pathogens. You know, and a pathogen is anything that goes against our health. Okay, anything that is not good for us. It could be something in the air, it could be food we eat, drinks we drink, drugs we take, right? It doesn't matter. It could even be environment, it could be relationships, right? Everything fills us on a level, and we're all full of toxins, okay? And I don't mean that in a negative way, it's just a fact. And the biggest organ in our body is right here. It's called your liver, right? And the liver is here to basically filter out toxins, okay? And what happens as we get older and we're eating whatever we're eating, or even if we're eating like a super healthy, clean diet, even if you're a vegan or a paleo or a keto or whatever you're doing, we still have to take care of our liver, and the liver tends to get sluggish. I always kind of think about the liver, it's a fairly fatty organ, okay? And fat, the toxins tend to stick in fat. Think about it. Fat it makes things sluggish, okay? When there's fat in the bloodstream, it slows down the blood. And we have this system in our body, it's called the hepatic portal system. And I'm going to do this in super layman's terms, okay, because this is what works for me. So you want to think about your liver, and right sort of at the gate to your liver, it's the hepatic portal system, okay, and it's a bunch of veins. It's basically a filter. It's a filter, so what comes through our blood has to get filtered through the liver, and then it's excreted through, you know, our bowels. And what happens is that over time, it's like if you take a sponge and you're wiping up flour, okay, if you've ever you know, done any baking or anything, and you go to wipe it up, the flour, when it gets wet, it gets really thick, right? It's hard to clean. And then you try to clean out the sponge, you have to really squeeze it and soak it. It takes a while to clean it out. Well, that hepatic portal system is basically like the filter on your liver, and it gets clogged. It's like a screen. Right here in Hawaii, you know, and maybe everywhere, you have to clean your screens occasionally. You have to clean your screens. So you have to do the same in your body. You have to clean out your system. So I've done various programs over the years. I've gone to Optimum Health Institute, which focuses on using wheatgrass because wheatgrass binds toxins. Okay, now celery juice has become this really popular thing because it does the same thing. Celery juice is really just an incredible juice, and you have to drink it by itself. So the cleanse that I just finished, I did through a man named Anthony Williams, and he is the medical medium, okay? His books are everywhere. He's very popular. He wrote a book on celery juice, and he just wrote a book called Cleanse to Heal. I highly recommend that book, and I've put it on my Instagram story, so you can check that out. He's got a lot of different cleanses in there for all levels. If you're just starting, you just kind of want to dabble, there's ways you can do it that are really simple. I chose to do the advanced cleanse because I've been doing juice fasts and cleanses for years, but you have to do them intelligently, okay? Like, you know, if you drink a lot of coffee, if you are a drinker of alcohol, if you eat meat, if you just, you know, these things in your diet, you don't want to go cold turkey. Okay? You want to ease into these things slowly, and he has really great protocols on how to do that. For myself, you know, I'll be honest with you, in my own life in the last 6 months, I've really, with all this COVID, I've definitely overindulged. I was drinking more than I usually do, and eating a lot more bread, a lot of gluten. And I just started to feel really sluggish, and I put on a few pounds that I wasn't really happy with. And mostly because my clothes weren't fitting as well as they should fit. So, and I knew it was high time to do it, right? I was overdue. I usually do them in the spring, and then when COVID hit, I just felt like I didn't want to deny myself. So I didn't do it then. Fast forward to like a month ago, and I was like, okay, it's time to do it. So I went to the mainland last month and visited my family, and now I'm back, and I had to quarantine for 2 weeks, so it was a perfect time anyway. Okay? And being in like lockdown now, for a lot of us staying at home, it's kind of a good opportunity. We're not going out to eat as much. And anyway, everybody needs a cleanse. It's not a question of, oh, are you sick or you need this? Everybody needs it. I'm a firm believer in cleaning out your organs. So the liver, right? So, you know, I drank a lot of celery juice. You have to drink it every day. For me personally, I chose to stick with the program that was completely raw for the 10 days. So all juices, I did a few smoothies, raw vegetables, but no radical fats whatsoever in this particular cleanse. There's all kinds of cleanses. I suggest you do your research. You know, and radical fats are pretty much anything with fat. That includes avocados. I'm so missing avocados. Nuts, seeds, obviously animal proteins, dairy, eggs, all these things. So I cut all of that out, and then I'll gradually reintroduce some of it. Now, I'm going to mention something else because he doesn't, the medical medium, it's not in his books, but this is something that Optimum Health Institute taught me. Okay? That's the teachings of Ann Wigmore and wheatgrass. So what's really important, okay, because, and also the Gershon method, if any of you have ever heard of that. The Gershon, Dr. Gershon was a Swiss doctor, and he's done tremendous work with cancer patients. And his big thing, of course, is drinking lots of fresh juice and doing green coffee enemas. Okay, so as soon as you say enema, people freak out. Okay, but I'm going to say it because if you are detoxifying, if you're on a cleanse, basically what you're doing is you're loosening up the cells. You're not eating heavy food, which is hard to digest. Okay, that's a big piece. You want to eat really light food, juices, raw foods, things that, or steamed, you know, vegetables, you could have that aren't hard to digest. Because as you're doing that, you're loosening up all these toxins and they're floating around in your body. You have to do something to get them out. Dr. Gershon says that it's almost more dangerous if you do a fast or a cleanse and don't do the enemas, okay? So green coffee is just, you got to research it, right? Green coffee is basically coffee that is roasted just to the point of being able to grind. And then you make a tea with it and you do enemas with it. And what it does is it cleanses, clears out the hepatic portal system, which again is that filter for your liver, right? So it's just, it's like you're taking the fasting and ratcheting it up. It's like I would never do a cleanse or a fast without doing enemas, you know? And Ann Wigmore's program at the Optimum Health Institute, same thing. Okay, we did wheatgrass enemas, right? But I switched to green coffee years ago because it just seems like a better product. It's easier to get, it's easier to make. And anyway, so, you know, I start my day drinking water with lemon in it, alkalized water. Then I drink a bunch of celery juice. You can drink anywhere from 16 to 32 ounces depending on where you are. And then, you know, different protocols. Personally, after I do that, I've been teaching, and then I go and I do my enema, and then I make what the medical medium calls a heavy metal detox smoothie, because again, the celery juice is detoxifying, and he chooses to use the heavy metal smoothie to kind of bind the toxins, and then you flush it out on your own. I'm a bigger fan of the enemas. I think a lot of people have a lot of issues with their bowel movements. You know, constipation is a chronic problem in the US now. It's epidemic. Okay, so you want your peristaltic activity to increase, you know, and you need to get it out, because the tendency is that impacted fecal matter builds up on the walls of your colon and creates a lot of problems. That's toxins that start to and can leach into your system. And you don't want that. You don't want those toxins floating around your body. They create all kinds of illnesses. Anyway, I'm not a doctor, you know, so I'm not going to give you a ton of you know, detailed information. Do your research. But anyway, I do the enema. This detox smoothie, I have to say, I thought was really great. It's got banana in it, wild blueberries. They have to be wild, not cultivated. Cilantro. Cilantro is a chelator, so it binds those toxins. And then barley grass powder from barley grass juice, spirulina, and dulse, and then the juice of an orange blended up in your Vitamix or whatever good blender you have. And that was like one of that was like the main food that I ate. And then at the end of the day, on this cleanse, you could have, you know, there was a couple salads, a kale salad, tomato and cucumber salad. But the trick with those salads is there's no salt, there's no olive oil, there's no vinegar. So, you know, it's the last few days, I just didn't even eat that. I just lost my appetite for that. And the juicing and everything else I was doing filled me up. But the bottom line is we all need to clean out our liver, whether we think we have to or not, whether we're feeling great or not, okay? But usually when we don't feel good, that's more of a motivating factor to do a cleanse. So I'm a big fan of it. I think that everyone should do cleanses. Maybe you start with a small one. Maybe you work your way up to a 10-day. Be kind to yourself. It's also good, if you are going to do a cleanse, to make sure you have some downtime for yourself, that you're not traveling, which this is a great time because very few people are traveling. So check out the Medical Medium, Cleanse to Heal. That's a great book. Research the Optimum Health Institute. Check out Ann Wigmore. Educate yourself, right? Education is power, and health is wealth. So I'm not saying that this is definitely going to cure all your things, but it can help, okay? I know it can help, and I've been doing it for many, many years. You got to clean out your liver, detoxify your body, your blood, your organs, and even your mind, right? So it's... Anyway, I can't speak highly enough about it. I've gone on and on for now. So if you have any questions or concerns, or, you know, just want to talk to me about cleansing, give me a jingle, or you can message me on any of the social medias. So aloha, happy cleansing, and namaste.